Oh, hello, and thank you for joining me for Veg with Lisa live. I'm Lisa. These are definitely some vegetables, or I don't know, maybe they're weeds. We'll talk about that in a second. This is obviously live. Today in the house, I'm cooking up some dandelion greens with Nootch. I'll explain all of what that means in a minute, but before I do, please type in the comments, say hi, let me know that you're here, that you can see me, and that you can hear me, and that you like picking weeds out of your garden too. Woohoo! Okay, dandelion greens with Nootch. First of all, it is farmer's market season, so yes, you can probably go pick a bunch of dandelion greens, hi Rob, out of your front yard. Emily, where in the world is Emily? You can probably go pick a bunch of dandelion greens out of your garden. Hi, Cousin Mildred. Oh my goodness, do they have dandelion greens in Wales? But if you don't have dandelions in your front yard, well, you might wonder why. But anyway, sorry, that's another conversation. Farmers markets are loaded with really cool things like this, and I picked these up last night at my local farmers market, the River Arts District Farmers Market here in Asheville, from the farmers at Highgate Farms. And Melissa there was so nice to give me a little bit of an education on dandelion greens. And what I'm going to show you how to cook up today, these are red-stemmed dandelion greens. I believe she said they were Catalonian red-stemmed dandelion greens, but that sounded very damn fancy to me, so I'm just calling them dandelion greens. If you don't have access to dandelion greens, you can use any kind of greens in the cooking greens in this recipe, spinach, kale, all of that stuff. So let me turn you down here and let's get to cooking. Why in the world might we want to cook dandelion greens or any other greens for that matter? Well, as always, the number one reason is because they're absolutely delicious. And then of course, they're really good for you too. So I've already chopped up a bunch and got them in my skillet. I just wanted to show you these before I cut them up too. You could toss out some of those thick stems if you wanted to. Chuck and Gail, hi, how are things in Charlotte? Oh my gosh, it's so great to have you join. Okay, in a skillet, I already put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil in there, and I'm gonna add a sprinkle of sea salt, okay, maybe two. You know, greens often can tolerate quite a bit of salt. Of course, we wanna be mindful of our sodium intake, but remember that we get most of our excess sodium from processed and packaged foods, not your own home cooking. Anyway, so you cook these up. Now, if you're a true Southerner, I'm a transplant, you might prefer to boil your greens or steam them. Perfectly cool. You do whatever you want. You cook them up. And for the sake of live TV, I've already cooked up a pile. Whew, that cast iron skillet is heavy, man. That is my strength training. Would you believe, friends, that this was 1/2. So my recipe calls for 2 bunches of greens. That bit, in fact, let me show you just for, that was hot. Let me show you just for contrast. No kidding, friends, this cooked down to this. So that's why you need 2 bunches. And just think about it, all of the vitamins and minerals in this one little concentrated bit. Yay, that's absolutely incredible. Okay, all I did was cook these. I rinsed them, I left the water draining. Hi, Susan. I let the water cling to the leaves, so even though I was cooking my greens in a skillet, they're basically steaming. I put some olive oil in the bottom of the pan so it didn't, stick, and then I added some salt. Now, here comes the good part, the Nootch. If you aren't familiar, yeah, that's a lot. You bet, that's intentional. Let's see, I need a something else here. If you aren't familiar with nutritional yeast, it is something you might want to get to know. I better set this aside before I hurt someone. Look at this. Nutritional yeast is a deactivated or inactive yeast strain. Very similar, but not exactly the same to like brewer's yeast or baker's yeast. So this is not active yeast if you're concerned about that. It is really nutritional for, particularly if you eat a plant-based diet, because, I'm gonna squeeze some fresh lemon on there, it is a really great source of B vitamins, which is hard to get if you eat mostly plants. Look at this. The other reason that, I'm gonna turn you up here just for a bit, that nutritional yeast is really good is in just 2 teaspoons of this stuff. Just 2 measly teaspoons of this powdery protein. Can you imagine? So ask me where I get my protein. Right here in my Nootch, and I'm sure dandelion greens have some protein as well. So you can see how rich and creamy this is getting. Nothing but greens cooked however you like to, a little bit of olive oil. In fact, I probably could use just a little bit more. What did I do with my olive oil? Oh my gosh, my intern misplaces everything before the show. Greens, olive oil, salt to cook your greens in, Nootch, and then a little bit of freshly ground black pepper. And because I cannot help myself, oh, lemon, I already did the lemon, right? Squeeze a fresh lemon, a little bit more lemon. I don't think you can probably have too much lemon. And because I can't help myself, you could do freshly ground, or what do you call it? Red pepper flakes, but you know I love my chili crisp. And this is my favorite from the Spice Switch here in Asheville. Okay. Chuck says, we love nutritional yeast on popcorn. Yes, I think Emily puts Nootch on her popcorn as well. Absolutely, Chuck. Thank you for adding that. So this is kind of like those creamed greens. Yes to the red pepper flakes. Bam! More for Emily. This is kind of like the creamed spinach that you might get in one of those fancy steakhouses, but this is oh so much better. Let's give it a taste. Oh, dandelion greens for the win, baby. Mmm. 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 So tiny. Good thing it's time for lunch. Go pick some weeds out of your garden. No, just kidding. Go to your farmer's market or your supermarket. Pick some greens. If you can't find dandelion greens, this is so good. I can't stop eating. If you can't find dandelion greens, any kind of greens will do. Cook them up, stir in some olive oil, some Nootch, some salt, some pepper, some chili peppers for Emily, some Spice Switch chili crisp. Thank you for joining me and my dandelions for Veg with Lisa live. Wow. See you next time.